Hello, Mr. Biden. There are a number of people that are involved with attaching little kids to fake locations, fake words, fake sequence relationships, etc., and way worse. Involved with you guys right through administrations. That's evidence, Mr. Biden. The military, intermilitary. You look at the VA. Look at elderly homes. Oh, but that's where we're trained because that's how the building's designed. This is on a mass scale. No one was everyone was made to only be able to fathom nothing other. Individually grouped and together. The tactically denatured pathology of homes, even in the suburbs, since before cars. That's valuable, let alone modern nations are a pathology of infrastructure forced by a breaching organized crime method worse than that. But it's a simple organized crime method. Since before cars, this pathology of home, tactically denatured relationship to nature. What's it going to cause? Negative value nature progressions, acts and natures. What did they do in relationship to that? They blame the real cause of other things other than themselves as breaching screens and tools. So WFSB attached me to fake words, fake locations, with judges retired and standing and their family members involved also with this Spada family, with the networks, with AT&T. Also, they have the sense and sensibilities of people I don't know at all who need to pretend other in the only context I know them in, but not on paper. They need to pretend they want to have privacy when the only reason I know them is because they keep having people make confessions that became tied. Because now, further, with the principal sex offenders campus on the registry, whatever, that before that happened, there were confessions made to me about roles with that. Now, there are two Mendez police also with the Domain family involved with Thaddeus Grabowski and other co-defendants of former director of the FBI Robert Luskin, former standing chairperson on racketeering influence and corrupted organization act, also involved with also involved with a Joshua Julian and with a Joshua Stryker, with military families involved with predicate acts with child sex offenders' families and with untimely deaths that brought such up, as well as New Britain Superior's Court's Facebook page, in court and out court confessions of it. They have women judges involved with it. Black and white women judges. These are people with these are military police families with who are KKK themed, Confederate flag themed, even General Lee themed, involved also with prison stewardships like Sandy Hook, Newtown, involved with fire departments, foreign and domestic families, overt criminal enterprises, and the witness protection program stewards, all with recorded tied wrongdoing and predicate acts roles on my street. Most of the people don't realize, and all of them don't realize the extent of it because they attach everyone to fake words through time, fake sequence relationships, fake relationships to others. Now there are judges recorded having been lying about my what I type on and what I say online. Their impressions of it. Now that's recorded, so they're also criminally exploiting the nature of the law, which is a simultaneous nature, by pretending justice must come in the sequence of oh you go to courts for to sue for rights. We don't have to sue for rights. I have to be they have the obligations to separate me from the fake words they made to me, they attach me and others to, and the fake locations, fake ties to people, fake natures of ties to people. And there are sequence shifts on and off Connecticut courts leading up to and in the World Trade Center attack. Also, the Ninth Circuit Court, right next to the World Trade Center attack. It was proven after, right before the attack, presented to the panel of judges had been post-dated documents that had been post-dated from in the court insidiously to present them as if they've been late to the judges from inside the court. That proven led to a 2006 district court case involved with the Hartford and New Britain courts, involved with extortion and with predicate acts and wrongdoing with their interbranch police and their family members and all the people with the locations influenced the roles on and off campuses of each age and nature through time connected with this. They were I don't know, I would call it way worse than spying on people associated with the administrations with these agencies. Both is right through the so the agencies have word for both administrations, but they get political because they're involved with the sequence, because they're involved with cover-ups. With Comey and Mueller, also involved with predicate acts and or the with wrongdoing, predicate acts with media also. Now with on off New Britain Superior Court, a whole bunch of people, FBI and CIA and their family members are involved with the judges and prosecutors and state's attorneys and victims advocates also involved with child abuses, with child sexual offenders, with doctors attaching little kids to fake locations, fake ties to themselves through time, fake words, sequence shifts. They have the kids of the interbranch families involved with this. Now there's a former mayor Gold that's involved with a whole bunch of people recorded, confessed, and demonstrated and confirmed involved with forensics locations since the transition from ALCA to RICO. Now, these are the people also not only with the witness protection program tied to my street, but with the killer, Billy Grasso, of Billy Grasso, and that overt criminal enterprise, as the people involved with the wire crimes and mail crimes on my street, falsified police reports rolls. A whole bunch of people tied to a former detective Dylan and his wife reportedly, or Anna Dillon also involved with him, and with Kevin Dillon, Anna Dillon, and Sean Dillon also involved with military, Marines, foreign and domestic. One guy is reportedly dishonorably discharged from the Marines, real and or especially if made up. Those are people involved, mental, physical delusions, involved with private schools. People, his kids, I never had a class with them. I barely know them. They're recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with courts, prosecutors, and judges, retired and standing, newer standing and long standing. Their whole family members involved with predicate acts with kids, with databases, with uses of that on off campuses, because they're kept needing to hide lie progressions. It's recorded they're needed to hide from and to hurt correlation nature simultaneous inherent active and progressive means, and with two identities of sequence nature further also present. But we have logic with these five identities of sequence nature bonded, worse than obfuscated. We have physical delusions inter sciences. Now we have people, we have all kinds of organized crime with Hartford Hospital and with other hospitals intercities, and with nurses families, foreign and domestic, ones that were involved with DACA, a whole bunch of police forms associated with Central Connecticut State University, on and off Trinity College, with criminal uses of the locations next to the schools connected to their predicate acts roles and wrongdoing roles, the sequence shift roles on and off the campus, and forging and switching names roles. There are judges and their family members involved with an officer who uses the name Darth Vader, who's also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with sexual abuses of women and of little girls, regardless if he's the physical part of it. He's involved with attaching people to fake words, stealing people's identities. There's also so on and off these locations. All this is also with the election. These are election crimes. They did good putting Mr. Obama, but see, they did bad too because they already used the election locations for both parties and all alternatives in collusion. They don't have integrity. You need to have them follow the mandated law for the Wethersfield police chief. And what are they doing with that in corner and all along that route that goes by the Route 3 that goes by the state judicial branch offices? All three places at that corner are recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with police forms at Central Connecticut State University and at Trinity College involved with the predicate acts. And with the locations also with WFSB and with Fox Connecticut News involved with predicate acts and like wire crime, mail crime, attaching me to fake words, fake locations. And this is my new and past neighbors involved with they forging things, switching things. I don't know their names. So they're making problems because they're preventing people with integrity from free speech and from calm means to counter interbranch predicate acts against us, identity thefts, identity frauds, and worse. So before they should not dream that they can take part of an election. They need to stop talking, but they don't. They keep talking. The media. They're involved with this database racketeering method, whole /S. So if you call up, they're going to just ask someone so someone's trying to report a specific crime act. Instead of doing that, they're going to say, okay, pretend he's making allegations, and they're making stuff up. So they're forcing people who never had conversations to fake words. There's a Tarantolo in Tarantolo, also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with child sex offenders and with prisons and with cliques and with doctors of Hartford Hospital and other hospitals recorded, confessed, like a Leahy family attached me to fake words. Never had a conversation with him and his kids in my life. A whole bunch of people tied to an Anthony Yagman and his neighbors also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with predicate acts on and off my campuses and with databases and uses of these Domain brothers and of a relative of victim, probably, but if they may, Congressman Larson's relative. There was a algebra class I have recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with the health class I had before that, where I recorded them involved with drug crimes, with private school kids, with the interbranch families that made confessions about their roles with Congress and with overt criminal enterprises. The same ones involved with the Joshua Julian spreading lies with those criminal enterprises. The same one involved with a whole bunch of people tied to Hartford courts, involved with the deposition, where people associated with former director of the FBI had been pretending things had not been proven that were proven in courts, and they were pretending passion emotions other because they're pretending they're about justice when they have no integrity. Now we have Fox Connecticut News recorded, confessed, and demonstrated also involved with Fox National News. They would rather. This is nothing personal against them. They won't. They won't. They're being coached to hide their recorded wire crimes, mail crimes, crimes with, and this is with locations next to them. This is with all the programs tied to these people. We have retired and standing into this. So they have opinion natures, they have elections, they have reaction natures. This is how they're. This is worse than a coup. And this is right through the Obama administration, which is recorded evidences and rolls with uses of black and white per the breaching method originally and still that uses identities. So a whole bunch of houses on off Two Rod Highway are recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with recorded effective remote uses of the Obama Biden military, the Obama Biden administration, the Biden campuses relationships like Central Connecticut State University, Trinity College with on off at UConn, Wesleyan College, associated with treatments of Hamilton, uses of theater, uses of the of actors and their opinions as weapons because their opinions are worthless. They're preventing mandated law. They're preventing sequence shifts from being demonstrated. They're preventing their actually recorded natures from being discerned. Now you have some sick men and women that are only allowed to make opinions with fake passions and emotions. That's all we've heard of the actors and actresses. Please respond for this through administrations with the women judges roles, women prosecutors roles, women states attorneys roles with the sick men also. This is the problem through administrations with the child offenders, with the abusers of elderly homes. Same ones involved with the child offenders, with my new and past neighbors. Also names forging and switching, misspelling names, not for the reasons they're pretending, and can't pretend if they're put onto paper. They criminally prevented me paper since I was a kid from the same ones now involved with campus with the same campuses with the same types of things like sequence shifts, attaching people to fake locations, fake ties to other people, fake natures of ties to other people, preventing people free speech and attaching fake words to people. So how could we have it? We have WFSB is also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated. Fox Connecticut News on and off. WTNH is also recorded how they played baseball together, is also recorded, confessed, demonstrated, having been used to for their criminal foreign influence involved with their actually recorded criminally foreign influence acts and actually recorded natures as criminal and citizen natures. So we have to counter the judges and various natures of courts and their family members and the prosecutors sickly involved here. And it's not by accident that they are recorded also with the prison clerks and stewards and people on and off the state prison offices and houses next to them, recorded also involved with the people with the organized crime acts and with the federal criminals proven who are tied to the ones with and as, like a Thaddeus Grabowski, a John LeConte, others in their family members and tied to them on and off schools, with military police like a Justin Klavinskis. I don't know his brother's name. I barely. His wife is Lucinda, also involved with them with the yearbook, where they were pretending illusions for their roles with this long term, leading up to and in the World Trade Center attack as wrongdoing roles, predicate acts roles. Now, I'm not saying they committed to predicate acts. I'm talking about the specific predicate acts. I'm not making theories. I'm asking to have the interbranch forging names, switching names. Pick one name in sequence, put that onto paper while they're getting down. I'll gather around. Yeah, and I want a response for the rest of the people. And I don't know this Mark Carone, Kevin Carone, but they were also confirmed other boyfriends of a girlfriend one of them had when I was a kid, made confessions about that, and then they demonstrated true with Millwoods Park. I don't know them. I was just if they took a picture of that, whatever, like that. They used that park also with the Kerr family, and also with people I don't know. Like I believe his name is Mogman, but that might be another one of them because they're also a domain family with some sisters I don't know either who pretend to be the fake locations with them with these people that are involved on off Fox Connecticut News, like the Domain brothers, two Mendez police, crimes with police equipment with child sex offenders, and the rule. I never had a class with them. I never saw them on campus. I mean, inside the school on campus. Only once in middle school, real fast. As people involved with the DeMoro families, a bunch of people named Joe DeMoro were recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with predicate acts on off Central Connecticut State University. As people involved and people tied to them were recorded, confessed, demonstrated involved predicate acts roles, wrongdoing roles, sequence shift roles, leading up to and in the World Trade Center attack context. And since, and with the investigators of it, and with their uses of the sensibilities of the victims they had involved with what is manifest intercampuses in relationship to World Trade Center agreements, like with psychology. Their delusions rock criminally foreign influence. We have some bad cops. We have some bad judges, various natures of courts, but having other people think for them. And when they're pretending other, it's criminally. So we need to get them to one name and sequence and onto paper. And we're going to examine what's actually recorded the roles with these identity crimes where they were with these integrity crimes, where they pretend they could speak. They need to get down. We need federal stewardships of Connecticut, and I need a response for the intermilitary. There's Air Force families. There are even women. Coast Guard involved with this Joshua Julian, further involved with organized crimes with Hartford courts and New Britain courts, with child sex offenders, and on off the campuses with their roles with their Facebook page stewards. Now they're lying about the behavior of others, and they're preventing people free speech. And when people go into courts, they're attaching them to fake words. They're forging names and switching names. What kind of sick courts you have? What kind of sick fake punks you have? Men and women, disgusting degenerates. You get them onto paper and get them off because they're for their victim predators. They were one of the prosecutors, a female one, involved. I never had anything bad to her. She involved with bad things on off intercampuses through time, like with this Mayo family too. Some sick prosecutors involved with them, some sick medical families involved, foreign and domestic, falsified police reports with them, forging names, switching sequences, identity thefts, frauds, worse. You get them down. You give me a response. Any one of the things. Anyone who did who so pick one name and sequence. There's an officer Poisian also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated, and by other officers involved with them with predicate acts with child sex offender principle, then and further. Now respond for these sick fake punks. With Wethersfield Police Department, his police chief's daughter also involved with a whole bunch of people, and her husband involved with predicate acts with databases when I was a kid involved with them, with drug crimes, with the kids, sequence shifts, identity thefts, frauds. These are liars that pretend others are liars. They pretend they had a conversation with them. These are some real bad people involved with the federal criminal code defendants, a former director of the FBI in a 2006 district court case, also involved with the Wethersfield courts. The Wethersfield Interbranch and other courts involved criminally leading up to and in the World Trade Center attack context. That proven the sequence shifting in the Ninth Circuit right before the attack. That proven led up to the 2006 case with former director of the FBI. His co-defendants having Eric Jensen and have Don LeConte and have these DeMoros recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved predicate acts with them, and with a whole bunch of people on off Two Route Highway, where it runs into Hangdog Lane in the Berlin Turnpike before the heart of Hartford. There's also a whole bunch of people with downtown Hartford, like these two involved with the CCSU, with Intercities. With these are the ones from my town on all Fox Connecticut News in Hartford, downtown Hartford, with these two Mendez police, these two Domain brothers involved with databases crimes and predicate acts as wrongdoers or whatever. It's regardless. That now, so former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, involved with a whole bunch of people, with the kids also from my town, and Intercities involved with them, also with private school kids, involved with database crimes, uses of them too. Now this shows them need to hide live progressions, which are also recorded. They need to hide from correlation nature now. Fake branches bow and fall. So do I have the rights to the Attorney General now for all of us? We have the rights to it. The judges were lying to parents. They attach me and little kids to fake words and locations through time. So we have some sick games of judges and prosecutors acting because they have their kids involved with them criminally. They needed to pretend they were integrity they never had. So respond for them, please. Don't be cowards with the little with like all these people tied to the neighbors of Joe did tomorrow like a what's his name, Rob Skidwell, one of the ones recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with the judges' families who went out with his girlfriend at the same time, per them, basic or whatever. And then the other ones, that's that's the one tied to you, Mr. Biden. With Hartford, with wire crimes, AT&T people, with the mother of Chris Walters recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with people on and off Central Connecticut State University, roles with their predicate acts and wrongdoing. We're on and off that campus, and their roles with the principal sex offenders campus, Intercities tied to that, because they made confessions that brought such up to me with connected people. And that also delayed me reporting things, because every time I try to report things, the people make confessions to me. They attach me to fake words. They pretend I'm making a theory. I'm not trying to report any theory. Respond for the interbranch forging names, switching names, and worse than extortion. They owe me money. I'm not even a lawyer. They owe all of us money. You think they could speak for, oh, well, it's the drug companies. The drug companies, they help us. They simultaneously owe us money. But see, we can't have these grammar school broken victim predator roles. There's no integrity here. There's no integrity in one modern nation. Don't pretend there is. Follow mandated law. Stop pretending there's a sequence nature or you have to sue for rights. That's a criminal. That's a lie. That's why get them to one name and sequence now onto paper and down. I'll gather around. Cowards. Interbranch. You pick one name in sequence now. Respond for them in sequence. And then we're going to get to the rest of them. The ones I know the names of. Let's go. Now!